You've written and produced for some amazing artists such as Justin Bieber, Fetty Wap, T-Pain, Black, etc. What was it like writing and producing for these amazing artists, and what's the biggest takeaway that you've taken from working with them?
Amazing, amazing. They're all different. You know, they have all different styles and ways of working. So it was just really dope to see, like, you know, the different ways of working with all of them, with different personalities and different energies and, you know, techniques and things like that. So it's really dope because I like working with creatives, you know, the most. Like, the more creative we are, I think the stronger, you know, the end product will be. Tons of major collaborations as a solo artist as well. Bunch of Grammy stuff, a bunch of awards, a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
From Houdini. I was actually recording Move that day. And he walks in the studio, and you know, I was just a fan. So I was just happy he was there. But he just listened to the record, he was bobbing his head. And he was like, man, I really, really love this song. I love the, you know, the island vibe. And he was like, let me hop on it. And I thought he was joking. And I just said, hey, man, you know, you for real? Like, you want to come out of retirement for that?
What?
And he was like, yeah. Happy New Year as well.
Thank you. You too.
I've been working.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah, I've just been working on this new album, working on just a bunch of different projects, you know, just coming out strong for the new year, you know?
Amazing. So I've got some really cool questions for you. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Great. So for anyone that hasn't been introduced to you just yet, can you tell us who you are and how you got started in music?
Okay. Well, I'm James Worthy. I am a recording artist, producer, songwriter, business owner, entrepreneur. I wear a lot of different hats. So in one word, I just sum it up. I'm just a creative.
Amazing.
From Queens, New York. Live in Atlanta now, but I'm from Queens, New York. Man, I've done so much stuff. Worked with so many mainstream artists and independent artists, producing, written for. Tons of major collaborations as a solo artist as well. Bunch of Grammy stuff, a bunch of awards, a bunch of stuff.
Wow. Did you always know you wanted to be in music since a child?
I can say, yeah. Like I think from a very young age, I was kind of groomed to be in the, you know, entertainment industry and music industry. So, you know, I was just always around it. So it was kind of like the inevitable.
Amazing. Your debut EP, Blu Leisure, was released in 2019 with the lead single being Move featuring Houdini. What was the inspiration behind that track, and why did you pick that track for the first single?
Well, I was a huge Houdini fan, and I still am. And, you know, they're from New York. And I always just thought they were so innovative and eclectic with their music. You know, a lot of people didn't even realize, like, they were the first rap group to record in London, to record a whole album in London to bring to the States.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, that was just something that really, really, you know, caught my attention. And then when they released their single, One Love, that's kind of like what kind of shaped my production sound, you know, just by using their blueprint with that. So when I got a chance to meet them and meet Ecstasy, it was just really dope. Like, I remember the first time I met Ecstasy from Houdini, I was actually recording Move that day. And he walks in the studio, and you know, I was just a fan. So I was just happy he was there. But he just listened to the record, he was bobbing his head, and he was like, man, I really, really love this song. I love the, you know, the island vibe. And he was like, let me hop on it. And I thought he was joking. And I just said, hey, man, you know, you for real? Like, you want to come out of retirement for that?
What?
And he was like, yeah, man, I really want to do it. So we actually wrote his verse right on the spot, and he recorded the verse.
That's so sick. That's such a cool story, man. Wow. An amazing EP. Congrats for that.
Thank you,
So
thank
your
you.
sophomore EP, Kaleidoscopes, then came the next year. What was the inspiration behind this project, and what growth did you experience between these two different chapters in your life?
So with Blu Leisure, that was like the debut project. So it was kind of like I guess the experimental phase,
Mhm.
and just like figuring out my audience, figuring out what I wanted to say and what I wanted to, like, come across as an artist, as a new artist with that project. So Kaleidoscopes was just kind of like the continuation of that, just a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember I came up with the concept for Kaleidoscopes in Italy. Um,
Wow.
so that same year, I had went to Rome, and I was just kind of like, just kind of sitting around in the courtyard somewhere, and just kind of like figuring out what would be the next concept for the next body of work. And I just kind of, just looking at different things going on there, and just connecting with different like-minded people, and I just kind of started coming up with the concepts, and then that's how Kaleidoscopes came about.
Incredible. I love that. So as you mentioned earlier, you've written and produced for some amazing artists such as Justin Bieber, Fetty Wap, T-Pain, Black, etc. What was it like writing and producing for these amazing artists? And what's the biggest takeaway that you've taken from working with them?
Amazing, amazing. They're all different.
Yeah.
They have all different styles and ways of working. So it was just really dope to see, like, the different ways of working with all of them, with
Mm.
different personalities and different energies and, techniques and things like that. So it's really dope because I like working with creatives,
Hmm.
the most. Like, the more creative we are, I think the stronger, the end product would be. So I just always pride myself to work with like different people in different like genres and
Hmm.
different elements. You know what I mean? So like, I could do the pop side and then go house dance side, then do
Yeah.
trap and then do R&B, and just different elements. So with those kind of artists, it was just kind of like we just creating to see what happens.
That's incredible that you say that, and it's true. The more different artists that you work with, the more you expand yourself and you grow. So it's really great that you learn that way too.
Yeah.
Between writing and producing, is there something that you favor more, or do you love both equally?
I love them both equally. Like you really can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a song without words, and you can't have a song without production. So
Facts.
they both go hand in hand. I just take it as I have the best of both worlds. So I understand
Yeah.
what it takes to actually, make a full record, what goes into the process, and then also implementing that into artistry as well. It's the same process. So the only thing is I'm just in the forefront now. So
I
yeah.
love that. What made you decide to come into the forefront and not stay behind the scenes?
Yeah, I tell a lot of people this. It's not like something that was like out of the blue. Like it was something that I always wanted to do, and it was like in my plan. But I just always felt like timing is everything, and building a foundation and building like a resume in the business
Yeah.
for credibility is very, very important too. So I just felt like, once I built that,
Yeah.
I can step into the next realm, which, what people are seeing now. So it was just kind of like a smooth transition. So it wasn't like, you know, I just popped out and
Yeah.
said, hey, I'm an artist now, and you never heard anything I've done before.
I
Like
hear that.
it was kind of like a smooth thing to where like people were actually waiting for me to do it.
Yeah.
So that was the blessing behind it.
I love that. That is super cool. And you've also dabbled in some acting. So how did you get into that? And is that something you'd like to pursue even further in the future?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, this year that's definitely another phase that I want to get back into. Definitely film. So more
Yeah.
like more feature roles, more I don't want to say dramatic roles, but just more serious roles, just to show the range.
Yeah.
And definitely more television. Just really everything. Just really, really focusing on the brand growth.
Hmm. Hmm. I love that. Is there something that you're loving to watch right now? Have you got a favorite series on Netflix or something?
I mean, I'm really waiting on Ozark to come back.
Okay.
So I'm like eagerly anticipating that.
Nice.
But besides that, I'm watching this series now. It's not on Netflix, but it's on Vice, and
Okay.
it's called I think it's called While They See Us Die.
Okay. Sounds
And
interesting.
it's like a 6-part series to where they're talking about like government and talking about like FBI, and just like all the different undercover information that they try to keep under wraps,
Mm-hmm.
from the public. It's really, really interesting.
Wow, I have to check that out. That sounds super cool, man. So, for anyone in the entertainment industry just starting out or having been in it a while, what advice would you give to them?
Ooh. Uh, I mean, I usually tell people like you gotta want this,
Mm,
like you gotta want it. You gotta be really, really dedicated to it. You damn near gotta like eat, breathe, and sleep it,
yeah.
like, because there's so many different people that want to do it. And
Mm,
it's like oversaturated with everybody that wants to be an artist or a producer or songwriter or engineer. So it's like you gotta study the game,
yeah.
you gotta study those who are greater than you,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta understand the business language and understand how the business works and
Yeah.
understand like how can you maneuver in the evolution of business, because things change every month.
Yeah.
So you got to keep up to date, but also too, like you gotta be authentic, you got to be fresh, you got to be like, it shouldn't be where you're trying to emulate or copy somebody else. Like you
Yeah.
want to have your own lane.
Yeah.
And that's not going to come overnight. Like that's something that you have to groom yourself into,
Mm-hmm.
or over time you'll find it. But you just got to learn everything, man. Like learn everything you possibly can about your
Yeah.
craft.
Yeah. I love that. That is great advice. You mentioned studying the greats. Who are some of the people that you've looked up to that have influenced your great music?
Oh man, I mean, Michael Jackson, that's the GOAT.
Favorite.
Quincy Jones,
Yeah.
A Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Nile Rodgers, Pharrell Williams, Kanye West,
Yeah.
of course Houdini. Um, I mean, there's tons of people, tons of
Yeah.
people.
I love that you can hear the little influences in your great sound and your EP. So I love that you've taken from the greatness and you've implemented it into your own work. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. So what does King James Worthy like to do for fun?
For fun,
Yeah.
man. I mean, I haven't really been going out as much lately because it's
Right.
COVID time. So, what I would probably do, in before, it's not as much right now. So I just kind of been locked in and just working, working, working.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't COVID, love playing basketball. I love collecting art.
Nice.
Uh, a lot of people don't even know I like interior design.
Cool.
Let me see. I love to travel,
Yeah.
try new things. I love art exhibits. I'm an artsy guy, so
Yeah.
I just anything dealing with the arts, that intrigues me, I'm into it.
I love it. I love it. And which you just mentioned, during this new normal that the world has been enduring, how have you been staying motivated and keeping the flow of your life as best as you can during this time?
Man, just trying to keep positive energy around me 24/7. Like whether it's my surroundings or people that I'm dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
or personal things, business wise, like, I just try to keep it positive because, there's so much going on right now to where like it could just take you off your square like in a
Yeah.
second. And, the minute that you get sucked into that, like things can change. So I never wanted to be that person. So I just try to make sure, whatever I do, I just try to, just keep good energy around, positive energy, and just stay motivated, stay uplifted, stay consistent with what
Yeah.
I'm doing, just hope and pray that, things get better this year.
Yeah. Praying for a much better 2021. So
for
your
sure.
latest single, Goldmine, featuring Jay Holiday, is out now. What is that incredible track about? And tell the people why they should go and check it out.
So Goldmine is basically a song about uplifting, you know, a woman. So, you
Wow.
know, letting her know that she's a treasure, she's a gold mine. Like we appreciate her. And you know, it was just a concept that I had really about 3 years ago. Like I had the song sitting around for a while, and at the time, I just didn't know what to do with it. So last year, I just kind of sat around and I wanted to put out, you know, what I call quarantine music. You know, sitting at home. So I was like, I want to put out some good stuff. So those are just one of the songs I just kind of ran back across. And I always loved the song. So I'm like, I got to use it for something.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I wanted to have another male artist on this song just to kind of give it a different texture. But also, too, just to show the R&B camaraderie, you know, because sometimes in R&B, it can be real competitive and you know, real politicky. So
yeah,
I was like, man, I wanna work with somebody on it. So Jay Holiday was one of the people I had in my mind. You know, we known each other for a little minute, but we had never worked before too. So it was just kind of a cool thing. And we just made it happen. So yeah, it was just some feel good music, you know?
love that, love it. So with an illustrious career, having already worked with Jay Holiday, T-Pain, Fetty Wap, and having such a great future ahead of you, what does it mean to you to truly give your all or nothing?
Man, if you don't give your all, you have nothing, especially in this business. I mean, you know, if you're not giving 100% or more, it's somebody else that will.
Yeah.
And, you know, if somebody else will, you're going to lose your spot and then you can't complain, you know? So, but it's not even really about competing. It's just really about doing what you love and doing what feels good to you. You know what I mean? So if you really, really love it, like you need to put 100% into it.
Yeah.
You know, no excuses. So that's how I've always lived my life and my career. Like, you know, I've always put 100% in everything that I do because I actually have a passion for it.
Yeah.
And I actually love it. And, you know, I'm just blessed that I have, you know, fans that love what I do as well. So that's just the icing on the cake. But, you know, I just love it.
Yeah, I love that. And you're right. You've got to show up for yourself as best as you can, just for you, not even with competing, but do your best. And you're only really in competition with yourself. So I love that.
Exactly.
I love that. And thank you so much for your time today. And that's the end of it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I hopefully, you know, with this COVID thing, you know, us artists can start moving around again and start getting back on the road and touring. So I'm itching to get back over to the UK so I can touch the people out there. Because I think the last time I was there was in 2019, like the end of 2019. I did a show out there. So I'm itching to get back over there.
Amazing. Where did you perform?
I think it was a festival in Finsbury Park.
Was it Wireless?
Yes, it was Wireless.
I go every year.
Yeah, I love it.
Amazing. Well, we'll love to have you back. Fingers crossed we'll get Wireless in 2021. And
I hope so, man. Please. Corona, go away.
I completely agree. Thank you so much for your time today, and I love speaking with you.
No problem. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Take care.
Take care.